Welcome to my channel. It's a new day, so we're going to have more music. I love music, and I think you do too. That's why you come here, because music is good for the soul. I'm going to do 6 requested reactions like I normally do, but I'm also going to do a bonus video. And this one is Tupac, and the song is Brenda Got a Baby. This has been requested a lot in the comments. And I find Tupac fascinating. I think I've already done, I've done 3 of his. I did So Many Tears, and then I did Dear Mama on the live stream, and then I did Changes. So now I'm going to do Brenda Got a Baby. But before we do that, I have to thank you for coming here and for supporting me and for all the things that you do to make my channel a success. I really appreciate it. I always put the artist links in the description of their playlist so you can support them as well. But I put the link to the song that I'm reacting to in the description of the video. I also put a link in there from Wikipedia if I can find anything that makes sense and is relevant. I don't put the link to the reaction request form right now because I'm not accepting new requests. I have over 3,300 requests in my queue. That's right, I got it down below 34. So we're down to 3,300 plus in my queue. So I'm trying to take care of some of those before I reopen the request line, or request form, I mean. I hope you understand. In the meantime, if you come on Sunday, I'll live stream for 2 hours beginning at 4 p.m. UTC, and you can ask for a reaction in the chat and I'll react to it right then. So you don't have to wait. If you get there early and you're in line, I take them in the order that they come in. I'll react to your request. Okay? So this is Brenda's Got a Baby by Tupac.
Brenda's got a baby, but Brenda's barely got a brain. A damn shame, the girl can hardly spell her name.
That's not our problem, that's up to Brenda's family.
Well, let me show you how it affects our whole community. Now, Brenda really never knew her moms, and her dad was a junkie putting death into his arms. It's sad, cause I bet Brenda doesn't even know. Just cause you're in the ghetto doesn't mean you can't grow. But oh, that's a thought, my own revelation. Do whatever it takes to resist the temptation. Brenda got herself a boyfriend. Her boyfriend was a cousin, now let's watch the joy. And she tried to hide her pregnancy from a family who really didn't care to see or give a damn if she went out and had a church of kids. As long as when the check came, they got first dibs. Now Brenda's belly's getting bigger, but no one seems to notice any change in her figure. She's 12 years old and she's having a baby, in love with a molester who's sexing her crazy. And yeah, and also thinks that he'll be with her forever, and dreams of a world with the two of them all together. Whatever, he left her and she had the baby solo. She had it on the bathroom floor and didn't know, so she didn't know what to throw away and what to keep. She wrapped the baby up and threw him in a trash heap. I guess she thought she'd get away, wouldn't hear the cries. She didn't realize how much the little baby had her eyes. Now the baby's in the trash heap, bawling. Mama can't help her, but it hurts to hear her calling. Brenda wants to run away. Mama say you're making me lose pay, and social work is here every day. Now Brenda's gotta make her own way. Can't go to a family, they won't let her stay. No money, no babysitter, she couldn't keep a job. She tried to sell crack, but ended up getting robbed. So now what what's next? It ain't nothing left to sell. So CC Sex has a way of leaving hell. It's paying the rent, so she really can't complain. Prostitute fam, slang. And Brenda's her name, she's got a baby.
Man. Wow. There's nothing good about that situation. Nothing at all from beginning to end. It's just bad all the way around. You know, in the Bible, God calls himself our Father. But if you've never had a father, or if your father wasn't a godly father, if he was like that father was shooting up all the time, then you don't have anything, any example to help you understand God. And because he's telling you, I'm your father, and you're going, okay, what does that mean? You shoot up? You see what I mean? It's like, it's a really, it's a terrible situation. And I don't know what the solution is. I mean, you know, the father's shooting up. He's only got two places he can go. He's either going to die or he's going to go to prison. So he's out of the picture. And the mother doesn't seem to care about her. And she's just trying to survive, you know. For some definition of survival, it wasn't much of one, and she didn't survive very long. So, gosh. And now you got a baby with no parent. And grandparents that don't care. And what happens to the baby? It goes to foster home. And hopefully the foster home is decent. Because somehow, some way, you have to break the cycle. You have to. And I think that's what Tupac was trying to say was, we need to break this cycle. We need to move in a different direction. We need to do something differently than what we're doing. Because what we're doing is killing us. I just can't, I was raised in a loving two-parent home in the suburbs. I have zero comprehension of what it's like to live like that. I just know it, mentally. I understand that that's what it is. But I mean, if you haven't lived in it, you can't possibly know it the way that the people lived in it know it. I mean, they've literally experienced it day by day by day by day. And if they didn't have a parent that cared for them, at least one, man, the chances of them making a success of themselves, of making themselves into something that they can be proud of, are close to zero. It takes a real strong-willed person to break out of that. And I think that's what Tupac was saying, was we've got to break this cycle. We've got to get out of here. We cannot continue to live this way. And here we are, 30 years later? How much has it changed? And I don't like talking politics on my channel, but I swear to you, this was done deliberately by our government. I know some people will say, no, that can't be true. But it was done deliberately by our government. And it's a horrible situation. It's almost as horrible as slavery was. And slavery was, it's hard for me to describe what slavery was. It was so evil, and it was so despicable, and it was so horrible. People were considered to be like cattle. Human beings were considered to be like cattle. Wow. I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting to start out the whole show today. It was such a bummer. But it is what it is. It's reality for some people. It's something that you have to find a way to break out of. You got to find a way to get away from it. And that, again, is not easy. It's just not. And the government should be helping people to break out of it, but they're not. They're doing the opposite. They're pushing them back into it. It's another form of enslavement without the ownership. Wow. I like his voice, and I like his messages in his songs. He wasn't just, I'm trying to think of the right words. He wasn't promoting the stuff that happened to Brenda. He wasn't promoting that. He was singing against it. He was denouncing it. He was saying, this isn't right. This is not how life should be. And he was killed at 25. But he had a lot to say before he died. And these songs are evidence of it. Of what his vision was, and what he saw as the future for black people in America. And the future that he saw, even though even in changes, he at the end of it, he's closed it with saying nothing's going to change. But I don't think he really believed that. I think he believed that things could be changed, and that he could be a change agent. And then he was shot. Man, what a loss. What a horrible loss. This really got to me. It really did. It brings up all the negative stuff that goes on. And, that's not where I like to have my mind go because it's so depressing. But you know, this is all, and I know people maybe don't understand this or they don't believe it. It's okay. You know, you can believe or not believe whatever you want, but I'm telling you that this is all done by the devil. I'm not saying that the devil stuck people in a ghetto. What I'm saying is that the whole concept of ghettos and the idea of being stuck in poverty and the idea of being forced to sell drugs or forced to prostitute yourself because it's the only options you see. That's all that, you know, it's like I've said many times, you can't get in a pigsty without getting some of that smell on you. Well, the world is the devil's pigsty, and when you get in it, he's going to get some stink on you. And you got to bathe multiple times to get it off. It doesn't come off the first time, and it's a horrible smell. And that's essentially what the devil is doing. He's putting pieces in place. He's putting people in place. He's putting things in place to set up the world the way that he wants it, so that you will have zero hope. That's what he wants. He wants you to have zero hope, to just give up. And preferably, for him, die. Die without God. Die without Christ. Just die. Just get out of here and die. That's his ultimate goal. The death of every living being. Yeah, it's people doing it, but it's the devil behind it. He's the one pulling the strings. He's the one setting up the stink. Whew. Boy, I had no idea this was going to affect me like this. It's, wow. Oh my God, my heart goes out to that girl. She died before she even had a chance to find out about life. Wow, boy. I tell you what, I pray for you, wherever you live, that you will find your way out of whatever is depressing you, whatever is oppressing you, whatever is enslaving you, and that you will find your way to God, and that you will open your heart to him, and you will realize that there is hope and that there is a better way and that you can follow it. And I pray the same thing for every single person that you love. This is the Vietnam Era Vet, out.